Hi, I'm Cielo.
And I'm Maia.
And we're with UNC Asheville's Blue Echo Radio. Today, we are super excited to be joined by legendary drummer Tucker Rule. Tucker has a long history of playing in bands such as Thursday, Frank Iero and the Future Violence, just to name a few. And most recently, he's joined supergroup L.S.Dunes, which features other legends from Coheed and Cambria, Circus Survive, and MyChem. It's a pleasure to be speaking with you right now, Tucker. Blue Echo is super stoked to be doing this interview. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here, and it's nice to meet both of you. And hello.
Hi. All right. So let's jump into it. So let's talk about Thursday.
All right.
This year, Thursday has been celebrating 21 years of Full Collapse, which is very epic. Full Collapse has been regarded as one of the greatest emo / post-hardcore albums of all time. You guys really set the standard for the scene in the early 2000s. How does that feel?
It feels crazy because we literally were just a couple of people who put a band together to play in our singer Jeff Rickley's basement, because he used to have shows there. Like, it was like $5 to get in, and all kinds of acts came through, such as Hot Water Music, Saves the Day, At the Drive-In, the list goes on. But so we literally just put a band together to play, to open for these bands, so you never think you're going to do anything that people think is important. That's not what we set out to do. Kind of just wanted to play in the basement.
Yeah.
So it's wild. It's wild to be. I'm on tour right now. I'm in Worcester, Massachusetts, and this record has taken us this far. So it's great.
So kind of a little bit about that. So Thursday's from New Jersey. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing and how the music scene in Jersey and the surrounding areas has impacted Thursday's sound and yourself in particular?
Well, we were really lucky to grow up in New Jersey around the time when all of this talent pool was just like going crazy. I remember being like 14 and going to a venue called City Gardens and seeing the Bouncing Souls and Yuppie Side. And then, fast forward a little bit of time after that, going to see, like Agnostic Front at, the Wetlands in New York City. So we just had Philly, New York, New Jersey, all the shows. We would just go to all of them. I remember skipping school one day even to go see Sick of It All, in DC. So it's like everything felt close enough to go to, and we were kids, so we were willing to get in the car and drive, an hour to 4 to 5 hours to see a show. So we just got really lucky that things were so close, and people came through, the tri-state area to play, so you could really see. I don't know, for me, I liked listening to music, but I also going to see like a hardcore band and being that close that, you were a part of it, really, really spoke to me.
Yeah. Shows really elevate the experience. It's not like nothing else.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you can, as a player now, as a drummer, being able to watch the drummer that closely and see what movements were making those sounds, it was really inspiring. And I think it was huge for me to pick up the instrument.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Thank you. So as you mentioned, you've been doing this for a long time. Thursday's been a band for, I did the math, I think about 25 years, right? 25 years.
Something like that.
Yeah, like any band, you guys started out playing, as you said, small shows. And you were a relatively new drummer, it sounded like. Did you ever think Thursday would still be playing shows over 2 decades later?
Absolutely not. Like I said at the beginning of this, I really thought we really just put a band together to play in the basements. You know what I mean? Like to play with our favorite bands, to be able to get into the shows and be a part of it. So no, I never in my wildest dreams thought that I would still, be able to do this. You know what I mean? Like they're obviously I love what I do, but to have people come out to shows and still sing along, is just really rewarding, and I love my job more than anything.
Yeah, it's incredible. So a lot has probably changed in those 20 years. Obviously the biggest thing is being technology. And so as a musician, this has been both a blessing and a curse, I'm sure. Can I hear your thoughts on how it has impacted bands and on your own experiences making music?
I mean, it's crazy, you know. You have to find ways to make money as an artist and as a musician. You know, people think, oh, they're putting out another box set, you know, or whatever. It's like, well, you know, this is special to us too, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, technology, being able to turn on Spotify and hear whatever song I want, whatever band I want, is kind of crazy because we see none of that, you know, monetarily. But you know, at the same time, you know, all of this is just the flyer for a live show, in our opinion. You know, so that's why we do it. That's, you know, we like playing, we love connecting with people. So um yeah, like writing the music is fun, and being a part of the recording process and putting out records is fun, but actually like playing the music is all we kind of care about.
Yeah. And you guys are incredible live. So
Oh,
gotta
thank
put
you.
that out there.
I haven't
Thank
seen
you.
live, so I'll take your word for it.
No, they're
Yeah.
really good.
We gotta
Saw you when
change
you
that.
guys passed through Asheville. It was awesome. So
Awesome.
do you have any advice for small bands trying to make a name for themselves, especially in this environment?
I would say just be a nice person, you know, be good to people, and you know, because you never know who's coming to your shows, you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter, you know, just be a nice person. It's so much harder to be a mean spirited person. I don't know. I think that, you know, the more people you come across, the more friends you make. So
Yeah, totally.
I know that's especially true for like the Asheville scene because
Mhm.
everybody in the Asheville music scene has played in everybody's bands.
Yeah.
And knows everybody.
yeah. Yeah. And that, well, yeah, same kind of the same with New Jersey. You know,
Mhm.
it's a very small state, but it's very vast with, you know, it's filled with lots of people, you know, overpopulated. But yeah, it's just being nice is will get you a long way in this world, in any career path you choose.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
mean, I guess it's a little hard like not being jaded after a while.
I mean, we're all jaded. Let's not you know, make it all rainbows. We are pretty jaded, but you know, I think that just comes with age.
Yeah. All right. Let's transition over to L.S.Dunes. So,
Yeah.
speaking of how much music has changed, you have recently formed a new band called L.S.Dunes, which has recently released a new single called Permit Rebellion. You already have a debut tour in lineup, starting with Riot Fest and Aftershock Festival.
Yes.
How did you guys come up with the idea for L.S.Dunes? Like, was this something you were thinking of for a while, or did the isolation of COVID give you inspiration for it?
Well, obviously, I mean, so I've been in a band with Tim, Thursday's bass player, for 25 years, according to your math. And
Yeah.
I agree with that math. So, you know,
1997.
Yeah.
yeah, he and I have been inseparable musically from the day I started playing drums. So uh, I always just wanted to play with him as much as I possibly could. And then you know, Frank and I we did the Future Violence together. But even prior to the Future Violence, like we've always been friends. And the Future Violence just taught us that we were very compatible musically. You know, so that was a no-brainer for me too. And then Travis from Coheed is just, he's always been a friend of mine, a friend of ours. um, we did some of our first tours with Coheed, and I just love the way he plays. And I love Travis. I think he's a phenomenal human being. And again, no brainer. And then I've always wanted to play with Anthony. You know, I just think he's one of the most talented singers out there, and his passion is insane, and his stage presence is amazing. And I just thought that energy was what, you know, what it's like an energy I have in Thursday, and I wanted that in another band as well. And Anthony was the only person that I felt could capture that in a bottle. And yeah, so you know, all of us have been friends for a very long time, and you know, we've all followed each other's careers. And you know, so it's just been a really fun time. And COVID had a lot to do with it, obviously, because you know, this whole entire record was written remotely. You know, we were never really in the same room, you know. So um and you can only get that with like-minded people.
Yeah. So, what was it like in the initial production of Permit Rebellion and the rest of the album? Like, how did everybody's expertise from your own projects, in your opinion, contribute?
Uh, well, first and foremost, we all were lucky enough to have ways to record at home. I actually like bought a bunch of recording gear and watched a bunch of YouTube and asked a lot of friends how to do it, and I learned how to record myself. So that was a huge boundary, a huge mountain to climb for me personally. But um, yeah, we kind of just would. I would throw a drum beat out. Somebody would write a riff over it, or vice versa. Somebody would write a riff and I'd throw a drum beat over it. And things just kept stacking up, and things were moving really quickly. And I think the first song we ever wrote was a song called Antibodies, and that's the first song we ever sent to Anthony, and we didn't tell him who was in the band. It was just like, hey, I messaged him. I was like, hey, I have a band. I have a couple songs that we wrote, and I would love for you to if you feel moved by it, sing over it. And like maybe 24 hours later, we got vocals back, and I was like, okay, this is sick. Like this is exactly what I wanted it to be. And I didn't give him any like anything to go on. I was like, yo, here's this. Just do what you do, and then I was like, well, this could be a band if you want to be in it, and here's who's in it. If you want to contribute. And he was like, oh yeah. And like this was on text. He called me, like stopped mid text and called me on the phone and was like, yo, this is I want to do this. So yeah, it's been really, really amazing. And I really think the five of us are amongst many other musicians in the world, obviously, but the five of us really wanted to write music. We all wanted to write music during the pandemic, and needed an outlet, and found each other.
Yeah.
I mean, did you find yourself like learning new things from everybody in the band while you guys were recording and producing?
Absolutely. I mean, like with Thursday, like we're already an established band, same as Coheed, same as Circa, same as MCR. So each of those bands have their style. When you're starting something fresh, you don't know what it's going to sound like. You have no plan for like, oh, we should sound like this. It kind of happens organically. So I learned how to, kind of learn people's writing styles and be able to like, be intuitive about it. And it really helped me to become a better player because, I'm used to writing with Thursday, like I'm used to playing in bands with them. And, thankfully I had Tim on my side, and Tim had me on his side to, because, the rhythm section. But yeah, just these dudes are very intuitive, very smart, and very good at what they do. So everything came, strangely easily, almost alarmingly too easily.
I mean, it worked. I personally love Permit Rebellion. We like shot up to number 2 on my on repeat within like 4
Oh,
years.
thank you. Yeah, we're really, 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 really proud of it, and that doesn't even scratch the surface of the record. And I don't mean to sound like a jerk for saying that, but I mean it. This record is probably, besides the birth of my daughter and my family, this is probably my favorite thing and my most cherished moment in my life that I was able to be a part of. So it's like my family, full collapse.
L.S.Dunes.
What? Yeah, family and L.S.Dunes. So it's been a really rewarding, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. And like my best friend Gordy did the artwork. He did the cover of the record, and a bunch of the inside of the record. So it's just everything is it's very special to all of us.
Yeah, the art's amazing, by the way. Shout
Thank
out to
you.
Gordy.
Thank you. Yeah.
Shout
He's
out.
the best. He's the best.
I guess you sort of answered my next question, but like, what does L.S.Dunes mean to you, like emotionally and creatively?
It's everything. It's everything. It's like I said before. It's one of the things in my life that I'm most proud of. Like legitimately most proud of. Like the first time I saw the cover, I kind of welled up at a little bit of tears. The first time I, heard that, saw the song was up on Spotify, even though whatever, Spotify rips everybody off. I was like, moved. You know, it's just
Yeah.
I love
It's a
it, and
big
I love these
moment.
dudes. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big moment, and you know, we're in our 40s. You know, you're not supposed to start a fucking band in your 40s. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah,
fine.
Blue Echo's
but like,
uncensored for the most part.
who nobody in their right mind should. It's hard to start a band. It really is, and you know, we did it, and we weren't able to talk about it. So now that I'm able to talk about it, like keeping a lid on L.S.Dunes has been the most impossible
Yeah.
thing.
I read an interview, I don't know when this was. I think it was sometime like kind of COVID time, at some point in that whole COVID moment. That you were like, they asked you, they were like, hey, do you guys have any like plans? Some plans, and you were like, oh, I can't talk about it. And I was like, I know what that is. Now
Yeah, yeah,
looking back, I know what
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is.
I think Frank
yeah.
also did a couple interviews like that. He was like, I have a new project coming out and I can't talk about it, but it's really good.
It's crazy. Like I can only equate it to having a baby. Like you're not, you know, you really shouldn't tell anybody about that you're pregnant for the first, I don't know how long it is, you
Yeah.
know, but it's really hard to not tell your family, like, I have this new baby that is literally being birthed right now. So yeah, I mean, it was when you're so proud of something, and it literally, like, I would wake up in the morning and I would refresh my email over and over again, just waiting for someone to send a riff so I could work on it. Like,
That's
it
awesome.
literally became like the reason, you know, besides raising my child and being with my wife, it was like my reason to breathe fully.
That's
So
insane.
that's why I woke up in the morning.
Yeah.
So what do you think the plan for L.S.Dunes is going to be after your initial tour?
We're a real band. You know, people like to throw around the word supergroup and all that shit, and I get it. You know, that's a way to put it in a box, and I respect that. But we're a fucking gang. We're a real band. You know, this is not something that we are going to be like, oh yeah, this is. I hate the word side project,
Yeah.
because this is you know, this is like having, and I keep referencing children here, but it's like it's it's all of our second kid.
Yeah.
You know, we don't love Circa more than we love L.S.Dunes. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
love them both, and we're gonna do both. You know, this is a full-time thing.
Yeah.
Heard. I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
excited.
Yeah.
we obviously all have schedules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all have schedules. So you know, there's not gonna be. Sorry, I have to get away from the fucking music. I'm
You're
literally in a
good.
giant venue right now. But we make time. We're gonna make time for this, and it's a real thing, and there's gonna be real tours, and there's gonna be real shows, and there's gonna be real merch,
Oh,
and it's a real record, and we're fucking real people.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we still have a bit of time, so we have two fan questions.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna do two. They're both from Twitter. We got a lot actually sent to us, but we picked like the two that we were like, okay, these are pretty solid.
Okay.
So do you want to do the first one?
Yeah.
You want me to?
I can do the first one.
Cool.
Right. After playing with different bands and other projects over the years, are there still people you hope to collaborate with?
And that's from Percocet in My Way on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I always want to play with more people, because not only do I respect all of the musicians and talented people, but it's a challenge to work with people. You know what I mean? And I really love the challenge, and I think anyone in any one of our bands will say the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the challenge, and it's the fun of you know, getting to know someone on a artistic level.
Nice. Okay. So the second question, it's from Chosen Time, also on Twitter. Top 3 Thursday tracks to play live. I thought this was fun.
Okay. Well, my favorite Thursday song is No Answers. And that also happens to be one of my favorite songs to play live, because it's a
Nice.
complicated song. It's not the heaviest song in the world, but it's complicated on drums, and I love the content. I just love the song. It's a fucking great song. Sorry. I love playing Fast to the End, because it's fucking immediate and brutal. And then, you know, I love playing Jet Black, because people seem to really react to that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Thanks. Okay, so that's it for the Twitter questions. Just one final question. As our campus radio, we've got to ask, what has been on repeat for you lately?
Man,
Putting you on the spot.
Rod Stewart, Young Turks has been on repeat for me, and also Anthony Green, Let's Start a Band, because it's my daughter's favorite, my favorite record to listen to. She knows all the words and she calls him Uncle Tony.
That's
And
awesome.
even when I play her the Dunes record, she's like, Uncle Tony, Dada's band. So she knows. She knows.
That's incredible.
Unmistakable voice on that little man.
No, yeah.
He really does. I was listening to Blue Sky Noise for the first time. I was pretty blown away by it.
Oh, that record's ridiculous.
It's amazing.
He every single person in L.S.Dunes and in Thursday, but they're all inspiring people to be around. And Anthony's truly an inspiring human to be around, and I'm lucky to be in the same room with all of these people, all of my bands.
Yeah.
I feel lucky to be in the same room with. So.
All right. So thank you, Tucker, for lending us a moment of your time. It's been a pleasure. Is there anything you want to promote, like social media events, anything like that?
No, I mean, like Thursday just had a box set of Full Collapse come out with a huge photo book done by my friend Nathaniel Shannon, who's an amazing photographer and artist. Yeah, it's we kind of designed it. It's sick. I love it. And then the L.S.Dunes record, it's called Past Lives. It comes out 11/11/22, and I'm so fucking proud of both of these things that I could literally cry, but I won't.
But you could.
But I could.
Okay, well, thank you again, Tucker, and thank you to everyone who is listening on air or is watching this later. Again, my name is Cielo. I'm with Blue Echo Radio, and I'm starting a new music project called Maybe Next Tuesday. If you're into emo/post-hardcore music, check us out on Instagram, and we'll be putting out new music soon. Do you want to shout yourself out?
All right. Again, thank you, Tucker. And I have a podcast with Blue Echo called Blue Room, where I interview local bands from all over North Carolina. You can find me at Blue Room UNC on Instagram.
All right. Well, I think that's it for the interview.
All right.
We'll stop the recording.
Yeah.
Or you want to keep it rolling until
We stop.
Okay, let's stop it.